Joy Guru. Today I would like to explain with a real life example of a devotee to show, to illustrate, to substantiate, or to explain that if a devotee has active devotion like Hanuman and unconditional love for his beloved or Ishto, then he can make impossible possible. Now, Balkrishna Kapur is that devotee. He was initiated by the holy name of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra by one Sahaprati Ritik named Jotin Das, who was an England returned engineer. Now, this Balkrishna Kapur was born on March 1920 at Lahore, present day at Pakistan, but he had to come to Kolkata for his livelihood. He had a buying office in Kolkata. Now, when after initiations, Balkrishna Kapur actually met Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra and wanted to know how would he lead his new life. Then, and of course, he wanted to know this particular question in English because Kapurda didn't know much about Bengali language. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra also immediately gave the reply in English. He said that follow the footsteps of Lord Krishna, move in the way of Chanakya, but with active devotion like Hanuman. I would like to say that this statement, let me repeat it again. Follow the footsteps of Lord Krishna, move in the way of Chanakya, but with active devotion like Hanuman. Now, this very statement is sufficient enough to substantiate that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was an omniscient. That is, he was acquainted with the past, present, and future of any person. As because he reminded Balkrishna Kapurda by saying that with active devotion like Hanuman, just to remind him that you were the disciples of Lord Ramachandra through generations. So you must not forget your past, but then you must accept the tradition of Supreme Person. As Lord Ramachandra actually came in the form of Lord Krishna, so you must accept the instructions of Lord Krishna also. That is why he said that follow the footsteps of Lord Krishna. Again, by saying this particular statement, that is, move in the way of Chanakya, he actually told Balkrishna Kapurda that go on meditating, go on repeating name, then you will in turn understand that who is the present form of the Supreme Person. And of course, Balkrishna Kapurda understood that Ramachandra has come in the form of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra at present. Anyway, that's a separate story altogether. But what is important, Balkrishna Kapur was a very ordinary person, but had an extraordinary quality. That is, he had an active devotion for Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, which was totally unconditional. And one day, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, while he was puffing his hookah, that is his hubble bubble, then he turned to Balkrishna Kapurda, who actually stood there at that point of time, and said that go and get Bidhan Chandra Rai, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai elected. As a matter of fact, at that point of time, an election was being held at Kolkata, where Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai and one Ismail of CPM, that is Communist Party Marxist, they were competing. And Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was concerned for the victory of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. That's why he said, Balkrishna Kapurda, who was absolutely a non-political person, but then he said that go and get him elected. Kapurda got absolutely perplexed and he was thinking that what Sri Thakur is telling. You see, I am no politician at all. Not only that, see, why Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai would trust me, who has not seen me even for once? It is as if a dwarf trying to help a giant. But then it is the instruction of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Then Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, however, smiled and said, go and lead. Parampita will be with you. Let me repeat it again. Go and lead. Parampita will be with you. Parampita means Supreme Person. In this case, he himself actually. Yeah, and then, without any question, Balkrishna Kapurda came to Kolkata. And in this respect, I would like to say that the house of Balkrishna Kapurda was in the vicinity of the house of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. Then one day, Balkrishna Kapurda ventured to meet with Mr. Mitru, who was in charge of the election for Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. Then he talked to Mr. Mitru and said, "How can I help in this campaign?" Mr. Mitru said, "Well, if you really help Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai in the election, then go to each and every house and tell them to cast their votes in favor of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. By the way, you can say the way you know best." Well, Kapurda, as I've already stated, he was not a political person. He didn't know even ABC of politics. But then, you see, wisdom. Kapurda had the wisdom. Of course, that wisdom, I must say, was given by Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra himself. Because in this respect, I would like to chant, or I would like to remind you a sloka. That is the 10th sloka of the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna has stated, "Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam jeno mam upajanti te." It means that to them, to them who are ever devoted and worship me with love, I give them the possession of wisdom that they need so that they can reach me. This is the statement of Lord Krishna. That is, I give them the possession of wisdom. In this case, for example, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra gave the wisdom that Balkrishna Kapurda needed at that point. Because Balkrishna Kapurda, as he didn't know anything about politics, however, he actually went to the brothers in faith of satsang. That is, there were a fair amount of, or you can say large amount of devotees who were the devotees of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Balkrishna Kapurda inquired after those devotees, and he went to them and said, "Just see, you may have differences with the ideology of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, or you may be absolutely averse to Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai as person, but please cast your vote in favor of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, as this would please my master, my beloved Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra." This was the simple approach of Balkrishna Kapurda, and that did the trick. Afterwards, Mr. Mitru, since Balkrishna Kapurda frequently met Mr. Mitru for this election purpose, so they become friends. And one day, Mr. Mitru introduced Balkrishna Kapurda with two persons. One is known as Mashima, and another person, the name of whom Balkrishna Kapurda had forgotten. But then he knew the card number of that particular person. His card number was number 1. But Mashima and that particular gentleman took fancy for Balkrishna Kapurda, however. But then one brother in faith was there who actually poisoned Mr. Mitru against Balkrishna Kapurda. And in time, Mr. Mitru got angry over Balkrishna Kapurda for no faults of Balkrishna Kapurda. However, that Mashima and that gentleman said that go on campaigning. Go on campaigning. Doesn't matter what comes. What they say. But then one day, Mr. Mitru told Kapurda that Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai would like to meet you in his office. Hearing this, Mr. Balkrishna Kapurda got absolutely perplexed because of the fact that he didn't meet Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai even for once. And not only that, he could not think that he would meet Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, such a gigantic figure, I'd like to say, in that period of time. But then, Balkrishna Kapurda, however, he said this to another brother in faith, whose name was Janardhan Mukhopadhyay. He was the leader, he was the leader of CPM party, that is Communist Party of India, and he had familiarity with Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. However, Janardhan Mukhopadhyay was incidentally an ardent disciple of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Now both of them went to the office of Bidhan Chandra Rai. Then Balkrishna Kapurda saw that Mr. Mitra was there, and that person who poisoned Mr. Mitra against Balkrishna Kapur, he was also standing near Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. Now when Balkrishna Kapurda and Janardhan Da bowed down before Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai immediately said, "Why are you creating problem? Why are you creating problems in my campaign? I do not need your help." This was the straight-cut statement of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai. And then Janardhan Mukherjee, just see, he was completely perplexed and shocked. But then, while standing there, Balkrishna Kapurda, however, was constantly praying to Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, how could I handle the matter efficiently. But then a strange thinking came to the mind of, Balkrishna Kapur. A kind of, a sort of boldness came to his mind, and he said boldly, with all I would like to say, with all confidence, he said, "See, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, I am not here to serve you. I am here to follow the instruction of my Lord, and I shall do it whether you like it or not, because just to follow the command of my master." And saying this, he turned back and he left the office. The Masima and that person who, they were shocked, but then they were happy and told Balkrishna Kapurda that go on campaigning, you must not cease campaigning. And then when the election result was out, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai won by only 400 votes. In this respect, I would like to say, of course, this is definitely my personal opinion. It may be true, it may not be true. I think that if there were at least 200 people or 201 people who did not cast their vote in favor of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, if Kapurda didn't convince them in their way. So since Kapurda convinced them with such peculiar or with such novel approach, with such novel appeal, they casted their vote in favor of Bidhan Chandra Rai. Otherwise, that particular Ismail would have been elected. Of course, this is absolutely my personal opinion. However, after election, Balkrishna Kapurda met Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai and he congratulated him. Bidhan Chandra Rai, of course, at that point of time gave him a big smile. And when Balkrishna Kapurda returned back to Devghar, then seeing him, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha actually gave a blissful smile and said to his devotees that in Bengali, Dak, Kingmaker aschi. Look, Kingmaker is coming. You see, that is addressing Balkrishna Kapurda as Kingmaker. And then he said, Bengal is saved. This was the comment of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. However, Balkrishna Kapurda understood and said that it is always his grace to give credit to his disciples. However, Balkrishna Kapurda understood that if a person loves Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha unselfishly and without any condition, then Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha can change anyone's horoscope. This was the, you can say this was the revelation, or this was the comment, or you can say this was the feelings, or this was the perception of Balkrishna Kapurda regarding this matter. Now, I would like to wrap up this discussion with a not too happy note, because once the assistance of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai was needed for satsang, but however, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai did not comply with such assistance. On the other hand, he actually antagonized the proposal. Let me tell it in detail. See, once, as you all know, that Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha came to Devghar on 1946, leaving his huge ashram in Pabna, you see, presently situated at Bangladesh. So he established a huge ashram in Pabna, where he established so many workshops, so many projects for humanity. As a matter of fact, he did establish World Science Temple, Satsang Chemical Studio, and then textile industries, and so on and so forth. Just to not for earning any money, but to give employment to different persons who had different kinds of knacks. and this particular knack is impregnated within the genes, I would like to say. As Lord Krishna has stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Chaturvarnang maya system guna karma vivagasaho. I have created 4 castes as Varna on the basis of, attributes and action. This was the statement of Lord Krishna. So, not that everyone is proficient, everyone will be proficient with a particular job. No, it depends upon the genetic configuration, it depends upon the genetic necklace of a particular person. And we can see it, that every person has a kind of, you can say, congenital instincts. If we can use, if we can employ, if we can exploit that congenital instinct, then he can do wonder. And this should be the basis of employment. This is precisely the reason why unemployment is so high in India, I would like to say. Anyway, when Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra came to Devghar, he felt the necessity of establishing another ashram here. And one day, he actually ventilated his desire to his disciples. And one Sushil Chandra Bose, he was an ardent disciple of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, he immediately inquired after, and Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra in this respect said that at 6,000 bighas of lands is necessary to establish such a huge philanthropic project, or you can say philanthropic ashram. And because there it would be, very many establishments will be established. Not only that, Sandil University, a very novel university would be established there, and so many workshops, so many projects would be implemented. For example, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, very much liked the small scale industries or medium scale industries based on agriculture. In other words, agro-based industries was his first preference, and he had intention to establish very many agro-based industries in that particular plot, or you can say in that particular place. And Dr. Sushil Chandra Bose immediately inquired about the lands, and after inquiry he came to know that near Bardhaman town there is a place named Panagar where there was an American military camp who had 6,000 bighas of land. And he saw that some of the buildings which were erected at that point of time are in perfectly healthy condition. And then after further inquiry, Sushilda came to know that this piece of land is under the custody of military department of Union government. And then Dr. Sushilda, being an active disciple of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, an ardent disciple also, he immediately went to meet the Secretary, Military Department of India. The Secretary told him that, well, this piece of land, you may take it, but only if Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the then Prime Minister, sanctions it. Then Sushilda immediately wrote an application with all the documents and papers annexed, saying that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra would like to establish another ashram like Pabna Ashram, if you please sanction this piece of land. And then he dispatched the application to Delhi, to Prime Minister, and in due time the application reached to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And then Sushilda went to Delhi to meet Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and he apprised the entire situation to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, I must say, gave a patient and compassionate hearing, and he immediately granted the land in favor of satsang. And he signed in that particular application. But then he said, just see, since this is under the jurisdiction of West Bengal government, so you should take a kind of no certificate, no objection certificate type or sanction from the state government. So better you go to Bidhan Chandra Rai, and then you apprise the entire situation to him. Meanwhile, I am sending this application to him. And he, of course, dispatched the application. And accordingly, Sushilda went to Kolkata to meet Bidhan Chandra Rai. On that particular day, he was absolutely preoccupied. But then, seeing the card of Sushilda, he immediately called Sushilda in his private chamber. You see, a conversation of almost 45 minutes duration was continued between them. But at last, Bidhan Chandra Rai commented that, do you understand or do you have any idea about the 6,000 bighas of land? Is it a little word? And I don't think that your organization or your establishment has the power to utilize such huge amount of land. So it is better to take 800 bighas of land at present, and if you require more, then that can be considered later on. But by saying so, he gave a note on that particular application, which ran as, Union government may give this land to satsang, but it will embarrass the position of state government. Let me repeat it again. Union government may give this land to satsang, but it will embarrass the position of state government. See, Sushil Chandra Bosu, however, again went to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. But Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said, just see, your state government, your chief minister has written so strongly against such. If he had written to this effect, that the entire matter is being given or entire matter is given under the consideration of the union government, then I would have absolutely no hesitation to hand over the entire land to satsang. But at this present moment, I am completely helpless. Being absolutely disappointed, Sushil Chandra Bosu, however, apprised the entire situation to Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra at Devghar. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, however, did not accept 800 bighas of land as proposed by Bidhan Chandra Rai. So here ended this, you can say, sorrowful story. But then, in conclusion, what I would like to say, that if Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai gave this permission, then I think, it is my personal opinion, the horoscope of West Bengal would have been absolutely changed by the philanthropic mission of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. As Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra wanted to establish so many agro-based industries, both small scale industry as well as medium scale industry. He was averse to establish big industries. Anyway, of course, I would like to say, not with exception, of course. And then Sri Thakur, but then it was not implemented. But then what is important, that Balkrishna Kapoor was able to do his job. This is because, because of the blessings of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. I would like to say that it is because, or rather, for the victory of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, the contribution of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was nothing less. And for that matter, Balkrishna Kapoor served as an instrument of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. In this connection, I can recall the particular sloka, possibly 33rd sloka of the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna stated, Tasmatam uttishto jasho labhasya jitva satrun bhunkasya rajyam samriddham maya evo ete nihata purvam evo nimitra matram bhavo sabbasachim. That means, therefore, rise up and gain fame, and by defeating enemies, enjoy this prosperous kingdom. These are verily killed by me even earlier. Be you a mere instrument. This is the meaning of this. Oh, Sabbasachī, that is the other name of Arjun is Sabbasachī, as you possibly all know. So this is actually, as I have already stated, that Balkrishna Kapoor, since he had active devotion, like Hanuman, for Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, and with, of course, I would like to say, this love was absolutely unconditional. That is precisely the reason why, Sri Thakur, he was able to do his bit, I would like to say. So therefore, this we must remember, that this particular sloka, that if you have, active devotion, I would like to repeat this, active, that is, you will have to implement your devotion in reality. It is not only, it should not be limited within thinking only. Within only meditating, only in meditating position only. No, you will have to implement it in reality. Only then you will get the wisdom of, you can say, of of Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. In this respect, I would like to say. So therefore, as Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, as this Lord Krishna stated in the 10th sloka of 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that I give them the possession of wisdom. This is the case. Because just see, Balkrishna Kapoor was a very ordinary person, but then he had the courage, he had the boldness to say like this, that I am here not to serve you, I am here to follow the instruction of my master. I shall do it, whether you like it or not. Can you imagine such a bold statement from such most ordinary person? So, last but not the least, I would like to say that at least we try to be such a disciple. So, live in love. Of course, I would like to say that this is absolutely my personal opinion. You may accept my suggestion. You may reject my suggestion. I have absolutely no qualms for that. So, live in love. Joy.